So my typical day with Tourettes is breakfast can be anything from 6 a.m. till 11 a.m. It's whenever I decide to wake up. Often it can be depending on how tired I've been the day before, and I've started having Special K now. Never been a cereal fan really, but I've tried to get into a bit of a routine. I tend to have a bit of music on by the Sky Q box, or something from Catch Up. I don't subscribe to a TV licence, so I can't watch anything live or from the BBC. And then depending on the weather is what I decide to do with the day. So I'll either have a day in editing my photographs or making snacks. If I'm tired, I'll sleep. I could actually make something, whether that means printing things off or sticking things together to give to other people, like the calendars that I make yearly. Anyway, if it's a day in, that tends to be the routine for the day. Cups of peppermint tea, snacks, photographs, TV, craft stuff. If I go out, I normally time myself on Strava so I can see the nice patterns. I'm not interested in all that fitness stuff, but I like the patterns and I like to see how far I've gone. And I'll go to a number of the local superstores. I tend to have a pattern of what I like, so I might go to the local Aldi for some things, or M&S, or Asda, or even Morrison's. I don't tend to go to Tesco's or Co-op, they're not local to me, but I do like their foods if I'm out. And often I'll get myself a picnic, so if it's a longer walk than just a shopping trip, I'll go and have some sandwiches in a park. I normally try and find somewhere quiet away from people. Pets are so annoying, kids are so annoying, and old people are so annoying. They just want to interfere with your space. Anyway, often I'll be out for quite a few hours, taking photographs, talking to people. It tends to be quite relaxing and therapeutic, having my phone in my hand. I lost my phone the other week, unfortunately. I was out in our bins and a rat jumped out at me, and it was pouring with rain and it was dark, so I never found it. But the inconvenience of that played havoc with my OCD. It made me turn to drink again. Obviously I had to order a new SIM card. I had to put it in an old phone and reprogram it, and all that just generally added to my stress. So I've tried to get out a bit more. Again, I like to try and make new friends. I'm addicted on selfies, so if you see me out, I'll usually want a selfie with someone. I'll usually print it off for them though, or I'll help people carry their cases, or give them directions. Keep them company if they're lonely. I've often done that. I've bought people food. Anyway, back to the story. So if I've gone out for a walk, lunchtime can be, again, very random. Lunch can be anything from 11 till 8, because I don't follow any kind of clocks. And I like me paths. I don't like the sound of babies screaming or road working machines or screeching cars. But often I'll come back and I've usually got something in for me tea. If I'm in a good mood, I'll cook something quite superior, like a steak or a stir fry. If I'm not feeling superior, it'll be a microwave meal. I've started to try and buy some healthier food from Iceland, because apparently my cholesterol is moving in the wrong direction. In the evening I like to watch telly. Again, only things that are recorded or are off Sky. So I've enjoyed watching things like Succession. I have got Netflix, but it's going to be tricky. It's not going to be worthwhile keeping it soon, due to the cost to other people that are in my household. I mean, I only live on my own, but I class myself as having 2 or 3 houses, a bit like the bubble that we had. when we were all locked down. So it's a bit annoying that it won't work in those places unless I go. Anyway, for supper it tends to be shortbread and a Costa hot chocolate. Apologies for name dropping all these things, but it's better to sort of say exactly what I'm having. I can't just say hot chocolate, because that might mean I'm having something watered down from a local co-op or something, or a local store. When I'm travelling I tend to be up a lot earlier. Sometimes I can be out for 6. I'm not too fussed if it's light rain, and if I'm already out I get wet, but I can be on a coastal path or a river path well before the school kids and the rush hour come out. Sleeping can be a bit tricky, so I do take all my meds in the evening. I've got a little stockpile of them because the current doctors, which apparently are my doctors now, I haven't got a doctor who's regularly in touch with me now, who's like used to do my care plan with me. So I take them in the evening, take my asthma inhalers every now and then. I like really reading about railway magazines and trains. You'll often find me, when I'm not at a beer festival for 24 hours, you'll find me in a field for 24 hours filming steam trains. I'm generally a nice guy, actually. Obviously sometimes you do have problems. Sometimes I've been on public transport and people move away from me. Sometimes people have changed their mind after they've had a photograph with us, or changed their mind about communicating with us, which is a shame, because some friendships have developed quite well. On the trains I'm in touch with a nice lady from last year, and another lady who's currently living in London from a couple of years ago, and it just passes the day. It passes the journey, making friends, chatting to people, and then you can share their lives and they can share yours, and it just helps move the boredom and the depression away. Obviously I go and see family occasionally. Some of my family locations aren't as relaxed as they used to be, and some family I choose not to have anything to do with. They've distanced themselves from the whole family and a number of friends. I've been at a number of parties and people have asked where this family member is. I said, well, we don't see them. We've seen them at Christmas if we're lucky. They do daft things like stay in and go around car showrooms and weird stuff like that. But this year I've done some great travelling. I've been to Nottingham to attend the Nottingham Uni trials a couple of times, and obviously made a holiday of it. I've not been over to Hull this year. There'll be no trips to Scotland, I don't think. I'll get near Scotland. I've been to Cornwall to see my friend there. I've been to the Cotswolds a couple of times and I've got a number of friends there. Been to Birmingham. Been to Rugby to see a friend there. Been to Buxton a number of times. Sometimes for day trips. And I've stuck to cafes now. I do like going in to cafes and having breakfasts. I still potentially don't like drinking alone, but I'll go in and have a brew or a sausage sandwich or something. Oh, I do go over the Whittle a lot. I like the Whittle, and I like West Yorkshire. I found myself in West Yorkshire about 6 or 7 times in these last few weeks, and I've got a number of trips more to go at. But life seems to be good at the minute. Most people are behaving themselves with us. Some people think that my Tourettes I'm in control of, but everything I say and do, I have no control over it at all, and I shouldn't be punished for it. I've been punished for many things over the years, and I realised I can't help it. There's a creature living inside, if you like, and he's Mr. Tourette's. So if he does or says something, I shouldn't be blamed just because he's stuck inside of me. But honestly, I wouldn't get rid of him because I love having Tourette's. It's been a conversation starter. It's got me involved with a number of things, and I suppose it makes me stand out. I'm quite unique amongst people within the community of locally and Tourette syndrome community. So all is good, and it's a nice warm day today, so I've got the window shut. But I'm going to go and have a haircut very soon.